Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Mataji. It was very nice. Devotees, let's recite the most auspicious Mangalacharan. If one of us want to read, that would be very nice.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, then I can read. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Nilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Snapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanataitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Then
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that was very nice. So, devotees, we are in chapter 7, and the title of the chapter, as we all know, it's the knowledge of the absolute. So, Krishna has started kind of explaining what is absolute, which is He. In our material world, we have only experience relative. We know somebody who's very strong, maybe someone who is tall. We all know the tallest person, maybe we know, or we know the most intelligent person in our community or in the country. But those are all relative. Who is always the most intelligent, always the most strongest?
Let's go.
That is what is Krishna is saying here. It's not about a particular momentary thing. And he is the source. That is the main thing that he has been telling in the past 2-3 verses. Let us very briefly go to 7-8, where Krishna is explaining that he is the taste. Taste of what? He is the taste of the water. And he is the light of the moon and the sun. And then he says he is the, the auspicious sound, Om, or it might be written as Om. It is considered as the original, eternal sound vibration, Om. So, and then the ability in any personality, in any person. Then in 9, he would say that he is the original punya of the fragrance, gandha, of the earth. Now here, Srila Prabhupada has explained, and also the Shastras explained, that we know the 5 major gross elements, right? The earth, water, fire, air, then ether. So the sound comes from ether. It passes through that. Then comes the air. Air has got both sound and it's got also what is called sparsh, meaning the touch. The air gives us the, the feeling of the touch. And then the next layer is fire. So fire has got sound also. Then it has got the touch. Then it has also got the form. Fire is illumination. So it's a form. Then next layer is the water. Yes, water. So water has got all these three elements, plus it has got a taste. That is what he's saying in the previous verse. That is the taste of water. And there is no other better taste than the taste of water when we are thirsty. Right, devotees? We might have all experienced. We might have tasted so many other, form of whether it is juice or everything. Juice is good, no doubt about it. It's also coming from Krishna only, but there is nothing like that pure water when we drink. Then the most gross element is the earth. Earth has got everything. It's got the sound, it has got the touch, it has got the taste, and then earth also got the fragrance. So here the thing we see is that whatever the element, these are all material elements, and even for all the material, Krishna is the source, is the moola. That is what we need to understand. Krishna is completely spiritual, but when he expands, when there's all this manifestation happens, he's present there in each and every, whether it is the smallest of the smallest or biggest of the biggest. And in one of the subsequent verse, Krishna would say, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. That means everything, spiritual, material, everything living, non-living, movable, moving, everything comes out of him. So as devotees, some philosophers, for example, Sankhya philosophy takes this kind of understanding to kind of, for them to realize what is Brahman and Paramatma. For devotees, we start with Krishna. Krishna is everything. So all this element that Krishna is saying, there are 8.4 million types of species, so many different, creations, form. But devotees see everything Krishna there. I think in Bhagavatam also, what is that? Sarve Bhuteshu Ya Pasyat. I think in Canto 11, it states that the person who can see Sarva Bhuteshu, that means in all manifestation, if one can see, Pasyat means seeing, one who sees Krishna, he's the most spiritually realized personality. If we can do that, it's very difficult, because many times, even on a day-to-day basis, when we drink water or when we eat food or when we go outside, we feel the air. We are actually breathing oxygen every second, but we don't give credit to Krishna at all. We just take it for granted. Oh, what is there? I'm going to live 80 years or 90 years in material timeline. But Krishna is not there. So if we can develop that kind of, that is the point Krishna is trying to make here, that he's in everything. So then let us read 10 devotees. That is what today's verse is going to be. Verse 10 from chapter 7. And we should always remember, we are talking about the absolute, not the relative. There are relative truths all the time. There may be, we have a father, we have a parent, we have a family, everything is good. But Krishna is the original father. From him, everything comes. So this bijam means the seed. That's what he's going to talk about here. So devotees who can read, maybe 2 or 3 of our devotees can read the verse. Then one devotee can read the synonym and the translation. Then another devotee can read the work, but it's not very long.
You can try Prabhuji.
Please. Yeah.
बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनं बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमत्तामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्. Hare Krishna.
I can listen to you. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddhi pratha sanatanam buddhir buddhi matam asmi tejas vinam aham. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I can also try. Hare Krishna devotees, thank you, Pranam. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas vinamaham. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very good, Prabhuji. So, devotee, someone to read synonym and translation?
Yeah, I can read.
Sure, Prabhuji.
Bijam, the seed. Mam, me. Sarva Bhutana, all living entities. Vidhi, try to understand. Partha, O son of Partha. Sanatanam, original, eternal. Buddhi, intelligence. Buddhi, matam, of the intelligent. Asmi, I am. Teja, prowess. Tejas, Tejas, Vinam, of the powerful. Aham, I am. Translation. O son of Partha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Hare Krishna.
Uh, uh, Dear devotees, I'm sure we know son of Pritha. Whose name is Pritha?
Kunti Maharani.
Yes, absolutely. Kunti's original name is called Pritha. Actually, Acharyas have explained Prithvi. Pritha means very wide. I mean, kind of almost like infinite. You cannot even measure. So that is what Kunti's eyes and her knowledge and wisdom, it's like unlimited. That's why her original name is not even Kunti. Her original name is Pritha. So Krishna here, at every moment, if you would see, he would relate Arjuna's position. What is his highest? He's just not an ordinary person. He's the son of such a great, mother, and his lineage, his father also. So that's a very important thing. So let's read the purport here. How about Pavan Prabhu? You want to read the purport, Prabhu?
Yeah, sure. Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 8,400,000 species of life. Some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna. As stated in Vedic literature, Brahman, or the supreme absolute truth, is that from which everything is emanating. Krishna is Parabrahman, the supreme spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Parabrahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect that is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, originally Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root, as the root of the tree maintains the whole tree. Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad. Nityo Nityanam Satanas Satanam
Chetanas,
Satananam
Chetanas, Chetananam.
Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhahati Kaman. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities. He is alone, he is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna.
Very nice, Pawan Prabhuji. That was nice reading. You have some reflect thoughts, Prabhu, on this verse? You want to say something more? Or?
Like you explained, Krishna now explains in the previous puppets, he was explaining that he is the air, he is the ether, he is the water, he is the earth. And now in this, he is trying to explain to Krishna, son of Pritha, that everything living and non-living is the source of all. Everything in this entire universe is Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. The root of everything is Krishna. So, uh, if we have to live the life of Krishna every day, every action that we do, everything that we eat, every smell that we smell, we think of Krishna, and that kind of gets us into the life over there and understanding with Krishna himself.
Very nice, Prabhu. You have very nicely summed up the essence of the verse. Very good. Very good. Devotees, any more thoughts? It's a nice verse. And I'm sure we can have a lot more reflections.
Guruji, Prabhuji, can you explain a little bit about this impersonal Brahman and the personal Parabrahman? Just a little bit extra on that. I was not fully clear on it.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Whatever I know, it's a very complex subject matter. Brahman is a formless, the ultimate truth. That is what Shastra says, that ultimately the whatever you call the realization or the truth or the consciousness, there is a philosophy that they believe that this ultimate, it cannot be measured, it doesn't have any gunas, it doesn't have any form. Okay? So it is partially true. It is not completely true because the entire God can be realized in three different ways. One is Brahman, which is formless. Then there is a Paramatma, which has got a form. Then we have Bhagavan. So that very nicely Bhagavatam explains, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabdete. It's the same thing. These three things are not separated. They are one and the same. These are different qualities of the same absolute realization. So the question is that how do you then understand? Do you understand as a formless? There are some philosophy, there are some understanding that yes, you can understand the ultimate realization considering that there is no form as a Brahman, completely surrendering to the Brahman. So there is a Jnana Yoga path is there, where there are certain process you do the like we are trying to do Krishna consciousness. They also try to understand the same thing, that this is all coming from the ultimate source of Brahman, which is Krishna himself. But Krishna would very significantly, he will explain in many verses of Bhagavad Gita. See, our Shastras are very, it's very, so many different, like we have the Vedas, we have the Puranas, we have the Upanishad. It's quite exhaustive. So, different people have interpreted in different ways. So there is the Upanishad, the Vedas and the Upanishad, it does not talk too much about the form. The Vedas talk about the yajnas, the mantras, how to understand the supreme truth. Then the Upanishad does a little elaborate about the qualities, of it also includes the dharma, adharma, and everything, and it gives us an instruction of how to understand the supreme. But Bhagavad Gita is considered as the essence of all Vedas, meaning we are talking about the four Vedas, where it did not really give a form to that absolute, the supreme realization. Upanishad also does not do it. But Bhagavad Gita, that's why Bhagavan Krishna himself comes and he is himself explaining this. So we should have no doubt or, kind of a speculation, what is the absolute truth after reading Bhagavad Gita in the proper way. Because Krishna, every other verse is saying, I am everything. I am the source. So when we would read, words like sarvam, sarveshu, satatam, mai, aham. What is this? Is he just using it very loosely? No, every word he means it. Krishna doesn't mince word at all. Sarva bhutanam. Here we can see of all living entities. He's not saying only for one type of entities. And the entire sarva, aham sarvasya prabhavo, sarvasya. Sarvasya means everything. It's not partial. So we have to understand that with the mercy of our acharyas, we are able to understand the absolute realization that Krishna is a person, is a personality, and he has got all the different gunas he is able to display. He has also got the love, he has got also anger, but these are all very spiritual. They are not material anger. They are all very spiritual. Krishna, sometimes, when he kills the demon, he gets angry. And when his devotees are in trouble, he becomes very angry, like Narasimha Bhagavan. It's a form. We cannot deny that. So he comes out of the pillar just to, save his very dear devotee, Prahlad. So it all depends how we understand. But Acharyas have again said that the best way to understand is this through Krishna consciousness process, which we are following. The same Bhagavad Gita, there are 600 verses. They may have a different interpretation. They may say, they may not have the purport like this, for example, that Krishna is the seed of everything. Why Srila Prabhupada is saying Krishna is the seed of everything? Because Krishna himself is saying, right? Bijam, Mam, me. Who is this me? Now, the people who are following the Jnana Yoga, they'll say this Mam is Brahman. But nowhere it is said it is Brahman. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, right? Every verse, it's got Sri Bhagavan is talking to us and he's saying, I am doing this. Everything comes out of it. So Srila Prabhupada asked, why should we speculate? Yes, Krishna is, since he's everything, he's also impersonal. He's also the Parabrahman, like Srila Prabhupada is explaining here. But beyond this, is Krishna as the supreme personality of the God, as a personal God. Like, he's not a human being, definitely. We should not again get confused. Oh, Krishna came to Vrindavan. He also had two hands and he had two eyes. He used to walk. He used to interact with the Brajvasis. No, but he's completely spiritual. That's the difference. His body is made up of Satchitananda. It's not an ordinary body. Our body can decay, it can diminish, but not his body. Eternal. That is what here it is saying. Srila Prabhupada is very nicely. That's why we need the purport. Devotees. The purport, very nicely, Srila Prabhupada will, bring those very relevant points from various. And what is this? Katha Upanishad. Again, the Upanishad also only glorifies Krishna only. Only thing is that we should know how to interpret those verses. Nityo Nityanam. That means, Nityo means eternal. And he is the eternal of the eternity. Krishna. Right? Chetanas Chetananam. Meaning, he is the most conscious of all the consciousness. So this Upanishad itself is saying, maybe they did not say Krishna, but that is why Bhagavad Gita is considered as the essence of all the Vedas and Shastras, because here Bhagavan himself comes and he now says, what is the supreme truth? Simple, that is what it is. Does this little bit answer your question, Prabhu?
Oh, very well, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It was really good. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to, that is why there should be a proper way of reading Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. Even I didn't understand when I used to first read, and I was really little bit confused when Srila Prabhupada uses this phrase, Supreme Personality of Godhead. I could not understand, because we all, coming from a Hindu Indian background, we were born with Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Ganesh, and so on. So what is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? That is what it is. Krishna is the source. That's what it is. That he is the seed-giving source, not only to the material world, to the entire manifestation. And this has been confirmed in many Shastras. Bhagavad Gita himself says that everything comes out of him. And then Bhagavatam says, Krishnastu etesche amsa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Meaning, like, the different angas, like the components in a body, there may be millions of appearances and incarnation. But Krishna is the original. That's why Krishna is called the avatar. Even though in a very generic term, understanding, we say that Krishna is the eighth incarnation of Vishnu. There is no difference between Krishna and Mahavishnu, but Krishna is not an avatar. He just comes as himself, as an avatar. So these are all some, things that we come to know, again, only due to the mercy and blessings of Srila Prabhupada, is able to explain us that who is Krishna. Otherwise, we would have been left with Brahman. There is nothing wrong with Brahman. Brahman is Krishna only. But it is that portion of energy of Krishna that doesn't have a form, that doesn't have a guna. But Krishna has got a guna. Krishna has got very dear, loving relationship with his devotees, which is very nicely explained in many, many Shastra, in Bhagavatam. It's all filled with this interaction with the devotees, the love. If there is no guna, where did love come from? How is Krishna, devotees are showing their love to the God? Because he is a person and he has got emotion too. That is his quality. So saying that this absolute truth is only Nirakar and Nirgun, that is partially true, but not fully. The ultimate understanding is that Krishna is the supreme of all Brahman and also Paramatma. Baldeswar Prabhu, would you like to add something, Prabhuji?
Be nice to explain, Prabhuji. Yeah, as you explained very well, Prabhuji, you can give some example how to understand. Like if you give example in terms of metal world, is easy to understanding. Like if we see a train in the middle of the night from far away, we cannot see how many compartments are there, but is a empty or people are inside. So that we see is a train, but this is far away. So that little bit understanding we can compare with the Brahman understanding. When trying that the same train keeps coming to the station, then we can see, oh, it has 10 compartments or 10 wagons. Then better idea. We see some lights inside. So that is Paramatma form. More better understanding of same train. When it comes to station, then we can see, okay, inside the train there's a lot of people, there's an engine master, and we can see people talking, coming out. So then we can see clearly that is the Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So Bhagavan understanding is the most complete. And there is the Krishna himself. There's, as you said, the personality of Godhead, the supreme personality of Godhead. So this is one of the example. Other examples is the sun god, then sun, the planet, and the sun rays. So sun rays coming from the sun. It is part and parcel of the sun. But this sun rays is a Brahman. There is a light. But where is it coming from? Sun planet. The sun planet is a Paramatma. But there is a sun god who is actually controlling the whole sun planet. So knowing the sun god is like equivalent to knowing Krishna, the supreme personal Godhead. So these are the multiple examples to understand the Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, the different phase of supreme personality of Godhead, supreme truth. Back to Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhu. Haribol, yeah. As Prabhuji was saying, we have actually being in this material world and in this material body, there is a constant struggle for us between this understanding of all this Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, because our body is material, it's very limited. We cannot really understand the unlimited, which is Krishna. Krishna is unlimited. How can a limited material component can understand the infinite? It's not possible. So the only way it can be done is through our Atma is Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. So we have to understand through that. That is why we need the Guru's kind of an instruction, guidance to understand Krishna. Otherwise, like Prabhuji was saying, many of us would have visited Tirupati temple, right? Most of us, maybe here, devotees?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So when you visit Tirupati temple, when you the lower location is called actually Tirupati. The upper where the really temple is called Tirumala. So when you're going from Tirupati, all you see is that a very large space on mountain. You can be satisfied with that. Oh, this is what is God, But as you go inside, very close, near to the, it's called the Tirumala, the 7 holy hills. Then you see there is a town is there. Thousands of people live there. Okay, that's also okay. Then you can think maybe this town is what it is, God. You can be satisfied with that also. But an intelligent person would like to know what is the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing is the temple where Lord Balaji resides. So there is no point you can look at the mountain, you can go to the city, but if you're not going to go inside the temple and have the darshan of the Lord, what is the point of then Tirupati, right? The entire purpose of Tirupati is going to the temple. Similarly, in this world, we can be happy with, this energy is so infinite. I cannot even define it. I cannot just say Krishna is the supreme personality because he is infinite. How can I make him, finite to only particular form? Some philosophies, they say like that. If you say God is infinite, unlimited, how can we restrict him to one particular form? But that's not the truth. The form does not create God. God creates form. That's the idea of all the Shastras. But again, going back to all the Vedas and Upanishad, they just leave it, this understanding to each person. That's their travel. But in the bhakti, which Krishna is giving himself, his final words are, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vaja. Just surrender to me. Don't get too much. Because he knows, he has all the Vedas and the Dharmas comes only from him. He knows that we all will get confused. But still, he says, what is he saying here? Buddhimatam. He is the intelligence of the intelligent. So Krishna himself is saying, listen to me. So it's simple. If we just follow his instruction, we will understand the entire truth, the absolute. So devotees, more comments, more thoughts on this, devotees?
Yeah, I'll just comment a little bit.
Sure, Prabhu.
So the other part of the verse is about intelligence of the intelligent and prowess of all powerful men. So here, Prabhupada is explaining how if you're not intelligent, it'll be difficult to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So I think from what I understand from that is uh, intelligence can be misused. And people can, in this day and age, there are a lot of evil things going on. Intelligence can be used for that, uh, for material sense gratification. Uh, but on the other hand, if intelligence is channeled properly to understand Krishna, although it's very difficult to understand, at least it's a start. And that's a better way of using the intelligence. And that's probably the only way, really. And the and the wrong way is to use it for material sense gratification. And then Krishna is also talking about the prowess of all powerful men. Uh, so he's giving the talent and everything that a person can achieve. So in the end, you can't say that I did all this or I did all this by myself. It's really Krishna is all behind all that. So those are a few comments from me. Thank you.
Very nice, Prabhu. Haribol, that's true. Yeah, that is what is the intelligence. One time, Srila Prabhupada, his morning walks are very, very significant. Devotees used to just relish those moments because he used to talk very personally with his disciples, devotees. And one time he was walking, I think it was in the beach, ISKCON Juhu, back in the, I believe, 72 or something like that, when the Airbus was introduced. So some devotees said to Prabhupada, did you see that, they have come up with this gigantic plane? Looks like man has reached God. Srila Prabhupada said that it's not possible at all. Yes, they have made some discovery. They have not really devotees can be specify one item that has been really manufactured by man, human being. Anything. Our house, the car, the iPhone that we have. Where does the raw material comes from? Can you all think about one item that man has created entirely by himself? There is a machine, it will just produce whatever we need. Any thought, devotees?
Everything, Prabhuji, ingredients has to come from this Krishna's external energy. So they're using Krishna external energy in different way just to discover.
Yeah, the right phrase should be discovered, meaning I think man, the intelligence also comes from buddhi. He's saying buddhi matam asmi. From him comes everything. So they have taken everything you can analyze. The raw material, the ingredients is Krishna's energy only. Everything. So Srila Prabhupada said that, what is really manufacturing? He said that the cow eating grass and converting that into milk. That is what is Krishna. If somebody can do that, eat grass and produce milk, then I will understand. So sometimes we think that the material achievement, they are good, but we always have to think that it is all Krishna's intelligence, Krishna's resources, Krishna's energy only. Without that, what can we do, right? How a seed becomes such a big tree that gives all the fruit, the flowers with so many branches and trunks. How can it happen? Can a man suddenly produce a seed? It's not possible. We don't know. As of now, we have not seen anything like that. That the man can just bring up a seed. He can bring up a seed from another seed, but not originally. He cannot do that. So that is why he's saying here the seed is the seed for Sarva Bhutanam, not just only living beings, human beings, everything, all manifestation. So I'm seeing here is Anand Prabhu here. I thought I saw him very briefly. Maybe he left. Anand Prabhu, please say something, Prabhu. Please share your thoughts.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as Raghu Prabhuji explained, okay, we will all think, we have invented something, okay. Humans had reached the moon, the Mars, everywhere, Prabhu, okay. But the root, the base is Krishna, Prabhu, okay. We just think that we have done something, but beyond all that, Krishna is only the base on which they're enhancing the things, Prabhu. That's the only knowledge I have, Prabhu. That's what I think.
Haribol, Prabhu.
Haribol. Hare Krishna.
Shalini Mataji, any thoughts, any reflection?
Prabhuji, I just want to share what you said in the end is so true. We never think about it. We always think, oh yes, like, new iPhone version, 13, 14, 15, everything like, man has created. But ultimately, all the ingredients, everything that we need for our existence, for sustaining ourselves, everything really comes from Krishna. And if we can just remember that in our day-to-day, I think that would really like come up. Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Absolutely, Mataji. That's the entire purpose. Every moment, we should be grateful and show our gratitude to Krishna. Whatever we do, yat karoshi, yat yasnasi, yat jahoshi tadasi, yat tapasvasi kaunteya, tat kurushva maddarpanam. Krishna says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, all the austerities also you do that as a offering to me. So we should learn how to do that, how to do the offering to Krishna. We do that. When we don't just eat food, we first offer it to Krishna. We thank Krishna. Before singing any kirtan, we glorify Krishna. When we meet devotees, normally we say Hare Krishna. So we are doing our best.
Yes, Prabhuji. And there's no limit, no matter how much we do, there is no, we cannot thank him enough. Everything is just coming from him.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. But this needs a little bit of faith also, not blind faith, with so much of, Shastra, with so much of acharyas confirming and reconfirming and reaffirming what is this. We should have no doubt at all. But still we have doubts, There is a good illustration story. There was this preacher, Bhagavatam preacher, an expert. He used to give to different temples. He used to go give Bhagavatam lecture for 7 days. It's very popular in India. Bhagavad Saptak, right? 7 days they talk about Bhagavatam. So the first day he was talking about how Mother Yashoda used to dress up this young child, Krishna, with all the jewels and so on in Vrindavan, and how all the gopis and gopas would be so attracted towards this child and so on. And then at that time, there is a thief in the temple. He has come to, just see if he can get something out of the temple. And he hears that, what the preacher is saying, then he decides, okay, then why should I steal in a temple? Let me go see if I can steal some jewelry from this child. So he goes, he meets with the child, and then he gets a lot of jewelry. Then after the Saptak is done, he would come back on the 7th day, he would come back to the temple and he would thank the preacher. He would say, only because of you, I got so much of wealth. And the preacher did not believe it. He said, where did you go? Who gave you this? He said that you only told that there is a child in Vrindavan and he wears all this jewelry and so on. He said that it's impossible. Take me to that place. So he will take the preacher to the forest. The thief is able to see Krishna, but the preacher is not able to see Krishna. Then the preacher realizes it's the faith. The preacher just has been preaching, but he did not have any faith that the actual child Krishna is in Vrindavan. This is one thing we have to develop devotees. We should have absolute conviction. Whereas the thief, he did not know anything about Shastra, but he took the words and he had faith in the words. That's what Krishna wants. Krishna wants our sincerity, the Shraddha. So sometimes even the greats, why even the great scholars are not able to understand Krishna? Why are they lacking any intelligence? In a spiritual sense, yes, they are, because they don't have the full faith. Whereas, somebody like even Surdas, who was a poet, he was blind, but he had complete faith. By hearing Vallabhacharya's Adaram Madaram, immediately he took everything as, absolute truth. You need faith to understand Krishna. And Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Naham prakasha sarvasya. Krishna will not, display himself to everyone, only to selected. Only if you have faith, 100% faith, he will even appear before you. If you do not have faith, you are the most intelligent person, you are the most powerful person, he will not allow himself to be seen by you. So, and Krishna himself saying all those things.
Thank you.
Haribol Mataji. Let's see who else is there. Subal Prabhu, please say a few things to enlighten us, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then, no, Prabhuji, you explained very nicely, Prabhuji. Here, Krishna here clearly says that, I am the. In the previous also, he said, I am the seed-giving father, and now he's saying that, I am the original seed. And as you mentioned, Prabhuji, even though the human, the scientists are saying that, we have invented this, we invented that, but when a new scientist comes, he, sometimes says that whatever the old scientist has done is not correct. There is a or a better version sometimes. But all this science has been coming from ages, because of course Krishna had told this 5,000 years ago, but at the same time he says that he even gave this knowledge to the sun god, who is hundreds and thousands of years ago. And as we know that when as Mahavishnu, he breathes out, hundreds and thousands of universes are eliminated. So you can clearly see Prabhuji. And also, Prabhuji, we can see that everything, even in the previous slokas, even the fragrance of the earth, is coming from, Krishna. The taste of the water, the, heat in the fire. So everything, is coming from, because he is the original seed-giving father. He is, he's Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the source of everything. And even all the Vedas, everything, say the same thing. But here, the Bhagavad Gita, it is condensed, is the cream of all the Vedas, Upanishads and all, because it is directly spoken by Lord Krishna. And of course, as Baldev Prabhu nicely gave example of how, Paramatma, like, in the sun god, he's there. Of course, the rays are coming, but the source of the rays is the sun god himself, Surya Narayana. In this, actually, in this, Kalpa, or in this Yuga, Manvantara, Lord Krishna has become Surya Narayana. Of course, that is a position. So in the same way as you rightly mentioned, another example is, the Tirupati, Tirumala hill, where we can actually see the God. And other example Prabhu gave is, the train, when it is coming from far away, we just see the light. So everyone, thinks that, oh, this is, and this is Krishna. But after some time, we can see the engine, the bogies, and all. And then after some time, we can actually see, persons inside the bogies, the compartments. So in the same way, so if we have a personal connection, of Lord Krishna in a Shyamasundara form, we can easily relate to him and easily serve him, because it's very difficult to serve the rays of the sun, the light of the sun, that much. That's my understanding. Please correct. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah, but again, even going back to the scientific invention you mentioned, even in that, in present day moment, Prabhu, where is the ingredients? Where is the raw material coming from? Everything's from earth, right? From this, planet Earth is coming. They have not really created Earth. Anything we take, Srila Prabhupada used to say, where did we get house from? All the raw materials is from Earth. Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
No, Prabhuji, you finish, Prabhuji, then I'll.
So we have to think that even though not one single raw material, even though there are some companies, they say we prepare the raw material for him, where did he get the raw materials? He's just a middleman. He's getting it from only Krishna, the energy given by Krishna, the material resources given by Krishna. It's, in a way, you can call it even an exploitation. I think in one of the previous verses, Srila Prabhupada has mentioned as an exploitation, like the soul, when it interacts with the material object, it exploits. That's it. It's just using it. But it's not manufacturing anything. It's all given by Krishna only. The air, where is the light coming from? Where is the satellite? What is the functionality of the satellite? How is it even working? Right? Where is electricity coming from? Can man just create electricity? No, he is using the natural resource. They call it natural resources. But from where did you get that? Who is the manufacturer of the natural resources? God, Krishna. Bashud Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nice discussion, Prabhuji. Just would like to add that, Prabhuji, in cancer research, as for example, we are having single cell sequencing, means one cell what in our body, and in the cancer patient case, there is one single cell isolated from the tumor patient, and then it's growing. Those cells are growing, divided in millions of copies. So what that single cell, where it coming from? It's coming from human body, and it's from Krishna. Everything is from Krishna. So that's what I just wanted to mention. Like, nothing is man-made. Though there is artificial intelligence, people are copying people's face and they are doing a lot of stuff, but don't know what the science is going. But Prabhuji, so everything is coming from Krishna, which is very, very, very true. And Krishna is saying himself that I am the seed-giving father. So, and in Christianity, Prabhuji, they are giving credit to the Lord, Jesus Christ. They're saying, oh, thank God, you gave me this. Thank God. But we never say thank Krishna, because they have Thanksgiving Day in a year where they thank to God for everything. But unfortunately, we do not have any such things. Like we should thank Krishna for everything, every day in our life, what we are getting. Prabhuji, that's what I'd like to add. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Mataji is a research at the Moffitt. She is a PhD scientist. So her, explanation of what the cell is very important. Many scientists also believe that there is something beyond their research and invention, because who created all this thing? The research person can do some research on the existing thing, but who created and who gave that particular element, the taste of water? Who created water? That has to be seen. Can we drink ocean water? Who is that personality that created ocean water and drinking water? How? So that's what is Krishna himself. We are so fortunate to at least, read, study Bhagavad Gita and understand. And it gives an opportunity to thank Krishna at all situations, all occasions. But Mataji, one thing, in the Vedic, this is a recent phenomenon that we are not thanking Krishna. But in the Vedic, lifestyle, God, Krishna, Rama always used to be, that was when you wake up, they used to do, certain prayers. They used to do Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is none other than Krishna himself.
Yes.
So things like that used to happen, but now we are all become, completely more and more materialistic, and we have actually forgotten Krishna. That's what it is. So, devotees, the time is almost 9. So, any final thoughts? Let us see. Our Pawan Prabhu, you want to say something before we conclude?
No, I think we covered everything, Guruji. Very excellent discussion today. Very happy to be here.
Okay, Haribol Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your participation, Prabhu. You are very sincere. I'm saying that you are participating almost every day. And you have made some lifestyle changes also, you mentioned last time. You can explain that in maybe one of the other classes. What are the positive things, whether it is diet or, the way you, face situations, or, you can share that at some other time. I'm also seeing Kamal Prabhu. Is he here or did he leave? Kamal Prabhu, have we met or?
Hare Krishna. No, we had. I don't think we've met in person. I don't think you're the man I talked to the other day, who added me to the WhatsApp group.
No.
Patel Brothers, probably.
I had contacted the Tampa branch on Sunday because I had went to the supposed ISKCON Center on Bears, right off of Bears.
Yes, Prabhuji, yeah.
And there wasn't really anybody there. One person was walking out when I parked there. I lived in Tampa Bay 10 years, and I was explaining that I go to Towako, New Jersey, is my original home, ISKCON temple, and then I lived in Parsippany, where the new temple is almost complete, for 36 years before I moved to Tampa Bay, Florida. So I've never been to any ISKCON here, except for I'd stopped into the one in Gainesville on a road trip once, but again, it wasn't during service hours. So I was hoping to maybe go somewhere on Sunday, so I contacted Tampa, and that's how I got in touch with this group.
Yes, Prabhuji, I spoke to you Subal Gopal.
Yeah, well, I was explaining how I got here, so you're here too.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kamal Prabhuji, for joining. Hopefully,
thank you too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We have many programs, Prabhuji. We celebrate all the festivals. We have home satsang. So whenever you are available, Prabhu, please join us. Your association will be very, very. Association is the key thing in today's world, Prabhu. Good association. So, devotees, any final comment? Okay. If not, we shall conclude here, devotees. Tomorrow we shall read another, verse from Krishna. He's going to say about how, again, he's explaining in a more elaborate manner about all the, the material conditions, and how he is the source of even the material condition. If we understand that correctly, I think we won't have much problem in the material world also. So with that, devotees, we shall conclude here. Vancha kalpatrubhyasya kripasindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Tampa Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Bhagavad Gita as it is study ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Shri Ram Prabhu ki jai.
Ram Prabhuji
Hare
ki jai.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we have to join back, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, we can do that, Prabhu. I think who is Zoom user? Do we know?
Yeah, I'll restart, Prabhuji.